My brother-in-law pranked me by spilling a drink on me at a family gathering and laughing with his friends, but his laughter stopped when I played a video of his wife getting a little too close with the priest he's been confessing to. The red wine hit my white Oxford shirt at exactly 7:34 p.m., spreading across the fabric like blood on snow. Oh shit, Derek's voice carried across the entire backyard. Man, I am so sorry. That was totally an accident. His three buddies, Chad, Brett, and someone whose name I could never remember, erupted in laughter. 30 people at my mother-in-law's 60th birthday party turned to stare at me standing there, drenched in Cabernet, while my brother-in-law performed his concern with all the authenticity of a politician at a photo op. It's fine, I said, dabbing uselessly at the stain with a napkin someone handed me. Derek clapped me on the shoulder, nearly knocking me forward. See, Sarah? Your husband's a good sport. Not like he had anywhere important to be tonight, right? He turned to his crew. Unlike some of us who actually have to work tomorrow. I work tomorrow too, but that wasn't the point of the joke. More laughter. My wife Sarah looked mortified, her face flushed red in the tiki torchlight. Derek, that's not funny, she said quietly. That's his good shirt. The one from, relax sis, Jesus, it's just a prank. He can take a joke. Can't you, Matt? I smiled, kept my voice level. Absolutely. I love jokes. There you go. Derek spread his arms wide, playing to his audience. Matt gets it, unlike some people who take everything so seriously. He shot a pointed look at Sarah. I excused myself, told everyone I was going to the bathroom to clean up, but I didn't go to the bathroom. I went to my car, and I got my laptop. I'd been married to Sarah for 5 years, together for 7 before that. 12 years total of family gatherings where Derek, her younger brother by 3 years, had made me the punchline. It started small, forgetting to invite me to his bachelor party, making jokes about my job as a high school history teacher. Must be nice having summers off while the rest of us work, that kind of thing. But it escalated. 2 years ago, he'd replaced my beer with apple cider vinegar at the 4th of July barbecue. I'd taken a huge swig in front of everyone. Spit it out. Everyone laughed while Derek filmed it on his phone and posted it to TikTok with the caption, "Pranking my boring brother-in-law." Last Christmas, he'd told the entire family, including Sarah's grandmother who had dementia, that I'd been fired from my teaching job. I spent 45 minutes explaining to Grandma Eleanor that no, I still had my job, I wasn't unemployed, everything was fine. Derek thought it was hilarious. 3 months ago, he'd photoshopped my face onto a male stripper's body and shared it in the family group chat. 37 people saw it before I could ask him to take it down. He did, eventually, but not before screenshotting all the laughing emojis and sending them to me privately with, "Lighten up, bro, it's just fun." Every time I complained, I was the problem. I was too sensitive. I couldn't take a joke. Why was I making such a big deal out of nothing? Sarah tried to defend me, sometimes, but Derek was her baby brother, and their mother, the woman currently celebrating her birthday while I stood in the driveway with wine-soaked clothes, had always babied him. Golden child syndrome. He could do no wrong. So I'd stopped complaining, started documenting instead. The camera had been installed in my garage 3 weeks ago. A ring stick-up cam, $99.99 on Amazon, mounted above my workbench with a clear view of the garage door and the window that faced the street. I'd installed it because Derek had been borrowing my tools without asking. My circular saw, my nail gun, my good socket set. He'd take them, use them for whatever project he was working on, and return them damaged or not at all. When I'd confronted him about it, gently, carefully, because God forbid I be dramatic, he'd laughed it off. "They're just tools, dude. I'll get them back to you eventually. You're not using them anyway." I was using them. I was building a bookshelf for Sarah's office, but that didn't matter to Derek, so I'd set up the camera. Wanted proof of him taking my stuff so I could show Sarah, show his mother, show anyone who'd tell me I was overreacting. But the camera caught something else entirely. Our house was in a residential neighborhood in Oak Park, Illinois. Quiet streets, big old houses, lots of families, and right next to my property, separated by about 15 feet and a chain-link fence, was St. Michael's Catholic Church. The church had a small rectory behind it where Father Michael lived. Father Michael O'Brien, 43 years old, 20 years in the priesthood, beloved by the congregation. Derek and his wife Linda had been going to marriage counseling there for 6 months. Working through some issues, Derek had told the family proudly at Easter dinner. "Father Michael is really helping us communicate better. The church is important to us. We're committed to making it work." Everyone had praised them. What a mature couple. What dedication. How wonderful that they were getting help instead of just giving up like so many people do these days. I'd thought it was great too. Derek seemed happier, less of an asshole marginally, until 2 weeks ago when I reviewed the security footage after Derek had taken my compound miter saw without asking. The camera angle included part of the church parking lot and the side entrance to the rectory, just barely. I'd never paid attention to it before. I was only checking to see if Derek's truck was in my driveway during the day. But on the footage from Tuesday, September 19th at 2:47 p.m., I saw Linda's car pull into the church parking lot, and I watched Father Michael come out of the rectory to meet her, and I watched them kiss. Not a friendly peck, a real kiss, hands in hair, bodies pressed together. Then they went inside. inside. Linda's car didn't leave until 5:15 p.m. I went back through 2 weeks of footage, found 2 more instances, September 12th, September 5th, always Tuesday afternoons, always when Derek was at work at the insurance agency downtown, always the same pattern. Linda arrives, Father Michael greets her, they kiss, they go inside for 2 to 3 hours, she leaves. I saved all 3 videos to a secure folder, backed them up to the cloud, burned them onto a USB drive that I hid in my desk drawer at school, and I waited. I didn't tell Sarah, wasn't sure how she'd react. Derek was her brother, Linda was her friend, they'd been sorority sisters at U of I, and Father Michael had baptized Sarah's niece. This would destroy multiple relationships simultaneously. But more than that, I knew Derek would accuse me of lying, of faking the footage, of being vindictive, because he'd borrowed some tools without asking. So I waited for the right moment, the moment when the humiliation would be public enough, witnessed enough, that he couldn't dismiss it, couldn't make me the villain. And then tonight, at his mother's birthday party, he dumped wine on me in front of 30 people. Perfect timing. I walked back into the party carrying my laptop and a portable Bluetooth speaker I kept in my car for school presentations. "Hey everyone," I called out, loud enough to cut through the conversations. "Can I have your attention for a minute?" The backyard went quiet. 30 faces turned toward me. I was still wearing the wine-soaked shirt, hadn't changed, wanted everyone to see it. Since Derek loves entertainment at family gatherings, I thought I'd share something I found recently. A little video that I think everyone will find interesting. Derek's face, previously smug, still basking in the success of his wine prank, shifted to confusion. "What are you talking about?" "You'll see. Sarah, do you mind if I use the TV?" I gestured to the large flat screen they'd set up on the patio for the party slideshow. Sarah looked uncertain. "Matt, what's going on? Just trust me. It'll only take a minute." Before anyone could object, I connected my laptop to the TV via HDMI. The screen flickered, changed from the birthday slideshow to my desktop. I opened the first video file. The timestamp appeared in the corner. September 19th, 2024, 2:47 p.m. Linda's white Honda CR-V pulled into frame, parking in the church lot. "What is this?" Linda's voice came from somewhere behind me. She'd been sitting with Derek's mother and aunt near the dessert table. The video showed Father Michael emerging from the rectory side door. He was wearing khakis and a polo shirt, casual clothes, no clerical collar. He approached Linda's car. She got out. They stood there for a moment, talking. Then Father Michael reached out, pulled her close, and kissed her. Not a quick peck, a long, deep kiss. His hands on her waist, her arms around his neck. Someone gasped. Multiple someones. "Turn it off!" Linda's voice was shrill, panicked. "Turn it off right now!" Derek was frozen, staring at the screen. His face had gone from confused to pale to bright red in the span of 10 seconds. On screen, Father Michael and Linda walked hand in hand to the rectory entrance, disappeared inside. I paused the video. The image froze on the empty parking lot. Linda's car sitting there alone, timestamp clearly visible. "This is from my security camera," I said calmly to the silent backyard. "I installed it a few weeks ago to monitor my garage, but it also happens to capture part of the church parking lot next door." I turned to Derek. "The church where you and Linda have been going to marriage counseling. Every Tuesday, right?" Derek's mouth opened. No sound came out. "That's fake!" Linda pushed through the crowd. "You edited that. I have the original files with metadata." I pulled out my phone. "I also have 2 more videos just like it. Want to see those too? September 12th at 3:15 p.m., September 5th at 2:30 p.m. I can play them all. This is private." Derek finally found his voice. It cracked. "You can't just, you're spying on my wife. I'm recording my own property. Your wife and Father Michael just happened to be visible in the frame. Lucky coincidence." I kept my voice level, reasonable. "Though I have to say I'm confused. I thought Linda was supposed to be at marriage counseling during these times. That's what you told everyone, right? That you two were working on your marriage with Father Michael's help?" "We were working on it," Linda said. Her mascara was starting to run. "This isn't, you don't understand. I understand that on September 19th, Linda arrived at the church at 2:47 p.m. and didn't leave until 5:15 p.m. That's 2.5 hours. Must have been a really intensive counseling session." Sarah's mother, my mother-in-law Patricia, stood up from her birthday throne of decorated lawn chairs. Her face was ashen. "Father Michael? Our Father Michael? From our church?" "The same," I confirmed. "You son of a bitch!" Derek lunged toward me. His buddy Chad grabbed his arm, held him back. "You sick fuck! You recorded my wife! You violated her privacy!" "Actually, I recorded my garage and the public parking lot of a church, both of which are perfectly legal in Illinois. Single-party consent state. I don't need anyone's permission to record video on my own property." I'd looked this up, spent hours reading Illinois surveillance laws, knew exactly where the legal lines were. "This is revenge." Derek was shaking. "You did this on purpose. Because of what? Because I accidentally spilled some wine on you?" "Accidentally." I let the word hang there. Looked around at all 30 witnesses. "Like you accidentally replaced my beer with vinegar last year. Accidentally told everyone I was fired. Accidentally photoshopped my face onto a stripper. Accidentally borrowed my tools without asking. 3 years of accidents, Derek. That's different. How? You humiliate me for entertainment. In front of family, in front of friends. You film it, you post it, you make me the joke." I gestured to the TV TV screen, still frozen on the image of Linda's car. I'm just sharing some footage I found. Is that different? Really? That's my marriage. And this is my shirt, I pointed to the wine stain. And my reputation, and my dignity. All things you've been destroying piece by piece for 3 years while everyone told me to lighten up. Patricia's voice cut through the chaos. Is this real? She was looking at Linda now. Did you really? With Father Michael? Linda was crying, full sobs. It's not what it looks like. It looks like you're having an affair with a priest. My father-in-law Tom said quietly. He'd been silent until now. While my son thinks you're working on your marriage, we were working on it. Father Michael was helping us. He understood me. Derek never listens, never pays attention. So, you fucked a priest? Tom's voice was still quiet but hard as steel. Dad, Sarah said. Language! It's my birthday, and I'll curse if I want to. Patricia sat back down heavily. I can't believe this. In front of everyone. At my party. Mom, I didn't know, Derek started. You didn't know because you were too busy pranking Matt to pay attention to your own wife. Patricia's voice cracked. 3 years I've been watching you torment that man. 3 years I've been telling myself it's just jokes. Boys being boys, brothers-in-law bonding. And the whole time your marriage was falling apart and you didn't even notice. Derek's friends had melted away into the crowd. No one was laughing now. Everyone makes mistakes, Linda tried. We can work through this. Father Michael says, I don't care what Father Michael says. Derek's voice came out as a roar. You've been cheating on me with a priest while I paid for counseling. The counseling was free, I corrected helpfully. Church service, though I guess Linda was providing her own form of payment. Shut up, Derek spun on me. This is your fault. You destroyed my marriage. Actually, I'm pretty sure Linda and Father Michael did that. I just pressed play. You planned this. You waited until you could humiliate me in front of everyone. Now you're getting it. I smiled. Feels bad, doesn't it? Being the entertainment, having everyone watch you at your worst. His fist came up. Chad and Brett grabbed both his arms this time. Don't, Chad said quietly. Not worth it, man. Patricia stood again, pointed at Derek and Linda. Both of you, leave. This is my birthday party and I will not have it ruined by this spectacle. Mom? Derek's voice broke. You can't be serious. I am completely serious. You've embarrassed yourself, your wife, this family, and our church. Father Michael will have to answer to the diocese. Linda will have to answer to God. And you, she looked at her son with something close to disgust. You're going to have to figure out why your wife preferred a priest to you. This isn't my fault. Get out! Patricia's voice echoed across the backyard. No one moved. No one breathed. Derek and Linda left. She was still crying. He was silent. Didn't even look at me as he passed. The party stood frozen for a long moment after they drove away. Then Tom started laughing, quietly at first, then harder. Well, he said, wiping his eyes. That was more entertaining than the slideshow. A few nervous laughs, then more. The tension broke like a fever. Sarah came over to me, hugged me tight. I'm sorry, she whispered. I should have stopped him years ago. It's okay. It's not. He's been awful to you. We all let it happen. Patricia approached. She looked tired, older than she had an hour ago. That shirt is ruined. I'll buy you a new one. A nice one. Brooks Brothers. Don't worry about it. I insist. And Matt, she squeezed my arm. I'm sorry for not seeing it, for not stopping it. Your family. You should have been treated better. Thank you. The party continued. Quieter, subdued, but it continued. Derek called me at 7:23 a.m. the next morning. I was making coffee, still half asleep, when my phone buzzed. You destroyed my marriage, he said without preamble. Linda left, took her stuff, and went to her sister's. Father Michael got fired. The diocese is investigating him. Everyone in the family is talking about it. This is all your fault. Sounds like you're having a rough day. A rough day? A rough day? My wife cheated on me with a priest. My mother won't return my calls. My friends think I'm a joke. Welcome to my life for the past 3 years. That was different. Why? Because I was supposed to take it? Because I'm the boring teacher who doesn't matter? Because humiliating me was just good fun? You're sick. You know that? You're fucking sick. You recorded my wife without her consent. I recorded my garage. She was in the background. Huge difference. I'm going to sue you. For what? Recording on my own property? Feel free. I'm sure your lawyer will love reviewing all 3 videos. Maybe we can play them in court. Really get into the details of how long Linda and Father Michael spent in that rectory. He hung up. Sarah looked at me from the doorway. How do you feel? I thought about it. 3 years of pranks. 3 years of humiliation. 3 years of being told to lighten up. Take a joke. Stop being so sensitive. Honestly, pretty good. He's going to hate you forever. He already did. At least now he has a reason. The fallout was spectacular. Father Michael O'Brien was removed from St. Michael's Catholic Church within 48 hours. The Diocese of Chicago launched a full investigation into his conduct. He'd violated his vows, violated the trust of his congregation, engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a parishioner who'd come to him for marital counseling. By the end of the week, the story had made it to the local news. Not with names, the church kept it quiet, but everyone in the community knew. Linda filed for divorce on October 3rd, cited adultery and emotional distress. Derek tried to contest it, but his lawyer, Jennifer Martinez, family law specialist with 18 years of experience, took one look at my video evidence and advised him to settle. Your wife committed adultery with a priest while ostensibly in marriage counseling, Jennifer told him during their first meeting. I know this because Derek told Sarah, and Sarah told me. She has no grounds to fight for anything. Take the settlement and move on. The settlement gave Derek the house and most of their assets. Linda got her car and her personal belongings. The divorce was finalized in record time. Illinois law requires a 6-month waiting period, but neither party contested, so it moved fast. Derek's mother, my mother-in-law Patricia, didn't speak to him for 3 months. She'd been a devout member of St. Michael's for 35 years, had watched Father Michael rise through the ranks, had trusted him with her family's spiritual guidance. His betrayal hit her hard. Harder still was realizing her son had been so busy tormenting me that he'd completely missed his marriage falling apart. I enabled it, she told Sarah and me over dinner in November. I let Derek get away with everything, excused his behavior, told everyone he was just joking around, and look where it got him. It's not your fault, Mom, Sarah said. Isn't it? I'm his mother. I should have taught him better. Should have stopped him from being a bully. He's 34 years old, I said. He's responsible for his own choices. Still, Patricia looked at me. I'm sorry for all of it. You tried to tell us. We didn't listen. Derek tried to reconcile with me in January, 5 months after the birthday party. He showed up at my school during my planning period. Can we talk? He asked. He looked thinner, older, like the divorce had aged him 5 years. Sure. We sat in my classroom, empty desks around us, posters about the American Revolution on the walls. Quiet. I'm sorry, he said, for everything. The pranks, the wine, all of it. You didn't deserve that. No, I didn't. I was an asshole. Yes, you were. Linda's engaged to someone new, some guy she met at her sister's church. They're getting married in March. That's fast. Yeah, he laughed bitterly. Turns out she'd been cheating on me with multiple people. Father Michael was just the one you caught on camera. I'm sorry. Are you? You destroyed my marriage. No, Linda destroyed your marriage. Father Michael destroyed your marriage. I just provided the evidence. He was quiet for a long time. Then, would you have showed those videos if I hadn't pranked you that night? I thought about it. Really thought about it. Eventually, maybe not in front of everyone. Maybe I would have pulled you aside, shown you privately, given you a chance to handle it quietly. But because I humiliated you, I returned the favor. Yes, that's fair. He stood up. I don't forgive you, but I understand. I don't need your forgiveness. I know. That's what makes this so much worse. He left. I haven't spoken to him since. Sarah asked me once, about 6 months after everything, if I regretted it. Do you wish you'd handled it differently? Told Derek privately, not made it so public? We were lying in bed, Saturday morning, sun streaming through the windows, peaceful. No, really? Really. Derek spent 3 years humiliating me publicly, making me the entertainment, filming me for TikTok, pranking me in front of everyone. If I'd told him privately, he would have dismissed it, made it my fault somehow, accused me of lying, told everyone I was trying to break up his marriage because I was jealous or crazy or vindictive. You're probably right. I know I'm right. The only way to make sure he couldn't lie about it was to show everyone at once, make it undeniable. He lost everything though, his marriage, his relationship with Mom, his reputation. He lost those things because of his own actions, and Linda's, and Father Michael's. I just hit play on a video. Still, Sarah, he poured wine on me in front of 30 people and laughed about it. He spent 3 years treating me like a joke. At some point, you have to stand up for yourself, even if it means blowing up someone else's life in the process. She was quiet. Then, I'm proud of you for not just taking it anymore. Yeah. 2 years after the birthday party, I ran into Father Michael O'Brien at a Starbucks in downtown Chicago. He looked different. No collar, obviously. Dressed in business casual. Thinner. Older. Like Derek, the scandal had aged him. Matt, he said, recognized me immediately. Father, sorry, Michael. Just Michael now. I was defrocked. Lost my position. The church made sure I'd never serve again. I heard. Can we talk? Just for a minute? We sat at a corner table, uncomfortable. 2 men who'd destroyed each other's lives in different ways. I want you to know, he said. I don't blame you for what happened. You recorded your property. Linda and I were stupid. We got caught. Okay, but I need you to understand something. Linda and I, it wasn't just physical. We were in love. Are in love. We're still together. That surprised me. You are. She divorced Derek. I left the priesthood. We're engaged now. Getting married this summer. Congratulations. I know how that sounds. The priest who broke his vows. The woman who cheated on her husband. We're the villains in this story. But from our perspective, he stopped. Started again. Linda was in an abusive relationship. Not physically, but emotionally. Derek belittled her, ignored her, made her feel small. I was counseling them, trying to help them fix it, and I fell in love with her. I couldn't help it. Derek's an asshole, I agreed. But that doesn't excuse what you did. I know, and I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just asking you to understand that people are complicated. Situations are complicated, and sometimes good people make terrible choices. Father Michael, you violated your vows. You violated the trust of everyone who came to you for spiritual guidance. You committed adultery with a married woman who came to you for help saving her marriage. Those aren't complicated choices. Those are wrong choices. He nodded. You're right. Of course you're right. He stood up. For what it's worth, I hope you and Sarah are happy. She's a good person. She deserves a good husband. She has one. I know. That's why Derek resented you so much. He left. I sat there for a long time, thinking about what he'd said. Derek resented me, because Sarah had a good husband, and he didn't know how to be one. Linda had left him. Father Michael had left the priesthood, and Derek was alone. I felt something close to pity. Close, but not quite. 3 years after the party, Patricia passed away. Heart attack. Sudden. She was only only 63. The funeral was at St. Michael's, the new St. Michael's, under new leadership. Father Michael O'Brien was long gone. Derek was there. Linda was not. Neither was Father Michael. Derek and I didn't speak, but at the reception afterward, he came up to me. She forgave me, he said. Before she died, we'd been talking again, rebuilding. She said she understood why I did what I did, said I was hurting and I didn't know how to handle it. That's good. She asked me to apologize to you one more time, properly. Derek, I'm sorry for all of it. The pranks, the humiliation, treating you like you didn't matter. You were family and I treated you like garbage. I'm sorry. I looked at him, saw genuine remorse, genuine regret. Apology accepted. Really? Really? Life's too short. Your mom just died. Sarah's mourning her mother. We're family. Might as well act like it. He hugged me, started crying. Thank you. We're not close. Probably never will be. But we're civil now. Polite. He comes to Christmas dinner. Doesn't make jokes at my expense. Doesn't film me for TikTok. Sarah says I broke him and then helped him rebuild. I don't know if that's true. I think losing everything broke him and time healed him. I was just there for both. 5 years after the birthday party, Sarah and I had our first child, a daughter, Emma Patricia, named after Sarah's mother. Derek came to visit us in the hospital, brought flowers, a card, a stuffed teddy bear. She's beautiful, he said, looking at Emma through the nursery window. Thanks. You're going to be a great dad. I hope so. You will be. You're patient, kind, everything I'm not. Derek, no, it's true. I've had a lot of time to think about it, about who I was, who I became, why Linda left, why Mom stopped talking to me, why you exposed me in front of everyone. I didn't expose you. I exposed Linda and Father Michael. You exposed all of us, the whole family, our dysfunction, the way we'd been treating you, the way I'd been treating my marriage. He turned to look at me. You held up a mirror and forced us to see ourselves, and I hated you for it. For years, I hated you. And now I'm grateful, because that night, humiliating as it was the wake-up call I needed. It forced me to change, to grow up, to become someone better. You're giving me too much credit, maybe, but I don't think so. He looked back at Emma. I hope she never has to learn the hard way like I did. I hope you raise her to be kind, to be aware, to treat people with respect. That's the plan. Good. He left. Sarah came over and took my hand. That was nice of him, she said. Yeah, it was. Do you think he means it, about changing? I think he's trying. That's all anyone can do. We stood there, watching our daughter sleep through the nursery window, tiny and perfect and full of potential. No pranks, Sarah said suddenly. Emma's going to grow up in a family where we don't humiliate each other for fun, where we don't film each other at our worst, where we treat each other with respect. Agreed. And if Derek ever pours wine on you again, I still have those videos backed up in 3 different places. She laughed. Good, just in case. 10 years after the birthday party, I'm sitting in my backyard on a Saturday afternoon. Emma is 10 now, running around with her cousin, Derek's daughter from his second marriage. They're laughing, playing, being kids. Derek is here too, sitting across from me. We're drinking beer, talking about normal stuff. Work, kids, life. Remember Mom's 60th? He says suddenly. Hard to forget. I was such an asshole. Yes, you were. And you were a vindictive genius. Also yes. He laughs. I deserved it though. You really did. Do you ever regret it? Playing that video? I think about it. Not for the first time. Probably not for the last. No, but not because I enjoyed humiliating you. Because it was the only way to make it stop. The only way to make you see what you were doing. If I'd confronted you privately, you would have dismissed it, made it my fault, told everyone I was crazy. The only way to make it real was to make it undeniable. By destroying my marriage in front of everyone. By showing everyone the truth. Your marriage was already destroyed. Linda and Father Michael destroyed it. I just pulled back the curtain. He's quiet for a minute. Then, fair enough, we drink our beers, watch our daughters play. Thanks for inviting me today, he says. Sarah said you weren't sure. I wasn't. But it's been 10 years, and Emma deserves to know her uncle, even if her uncle used to be a jackass. Used to be? Jury's still out. He laughs. And in that moment, I see the person he could have been all along. The person he's trying to become now. It's not forgiveness exactly. Not complete healing. The scars are still there. Probably always will be. But it's peace, of a sort. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's everything. Later that night, after everyone's gone home, Sarah finds me in the garage. I'm organizing tools. The camera is still there, mounted above the workbench, still recording. You still check that footage? She asks. Sometimes. When Derek borrows tools, does he return them now? Always. Same day. Usually with a thank you text. Character growth. Miracle of miracles. She leans against the workbench. Do you think he's really changed? Or is he just better at hiding it? I think he's trying. Whether he's succeeding, I shrug. Time will tell. And if he pranks you again? I gesture to the camera. Still recording, still backing up to the cloud, still ready. Good. We stand there together, looking at the camera, the garage, the window that faces the church next door. A different priest lives there now. Young guy, earnest, nothing scandalous so far. You know what's funny? Sarah says. That night, Mom's birthday, everyone thought you were the villain for exposing Linda and Michael, for humiliating Derek. I was the villain to them, but you were also the hero to yourself, for finally standing up, for not taking it anymore. I don't know if hero is the right word. What word would you use? I think about it. 3 years of pranks, 1 night of exposure, 10 years of complicated aftermath. Survivor, I say finally. I survived Derek's bullying, survived being the family joke, survived being told to lighten up for 3 years, and when I finally had enough, enough, I survived the fallout too. And Derek? What did he survive? The consequences of his own choices. Same as Linda. Same as Father Michael. Same as all of us. She kisses my cheek. Come inside. Emma wants you to read her a bedtime story. Be right there. She leaves. I stand alone in the garage for another minute, looking at the camera, the tools, the window. The wine stain is long gone from that white Oxford shirt. I threw it out the next day. Couldn't get the stain out, not completely. Some marks don't wash away. But that's okay, because I'm not that person anymore. The one who took the pranks, who smiled through the humiliation, who let Derek treat me like garbage while everyone laughed. I'm the person who fought back, who said enough, who exposed the truth and let the chips fall where they may. And Derek's the person who learned, the hard way, that actions have consequences, that pranks aren't always funny, that humiliation leaves scars, and that sometimes the person you're hurting has cameras running. I turn off the garage light and head inside. Behind me, the camera keeps recording, just in case.